and welcome to Facebook Live with Selene. I'm just going to go double check that I can find you guys. I hope that all is going well in your world. Let's see, I'm not finding myself just yet. 1, 2, 3. You know how that goes. Technology is always... Oh, there I am. Okay, so here we go. You can see my eCam is up, and I have a please vote for card A or card B, but I'm not showing you card A or card B. So here, let's take a look at them. If you're just joining us, please let me know that you're here. I'm going to start looking for your comments anytime now. And while we're waiting for all of you to jump on, I thought that I would give you an update. So let's come back here a little bit. So I went on a cruise. You guys know that. I have been working very hard without a break for a long time, and I took a 7-day cruise out of Boston with my husband. It was great. We just had to get to the port and get on board, and someone else did our cooking for a week, which was fabulous. So we got home, and then that week was my stamp club, and I felt fine on Tuesday. Wednesday morning, I felt sick like a ton of bricks, so I canceled the rest of that week's classes and had to go to bed. And I got up, and my friend Bonnie said, "Hey, have you tested for COVID?" And I said, "Well, no, but I have COVID tests." So I went and took one, and what do you know? I ended up with COVID for a couple of days, flat on my back, completely out. So I missed my live videos coming home for that reason. And then last Monday, I rescheduled everything to the following week and kind of tried to get back on track and catch up. And last Monday, my husband called me at about 10 in the morning and told me that he was going to be part of a workforce reduction. So his last day at his company was last Friday. He had 35 years and 9 months on the books. And yes, he had the job before he could drink alcohol legally. So he's still quite young, and it's a bit of a shock for our family. So last week wasn't a great week, and I wasn't coming to you all full of that. So I am doing much better. He's actually going to return his laptop right now. And yeah, today is day 2 for him home, which is a very new thing. He actually helped me in the studio yesterday. We started club, and we took care of my team meeting, which is coming up Sunday. And although he is without work, I am going to keep coming to you and actually maybe even bring you more things because he's home and he can be here to help me. So that's a lot. I'm not seeing any comments. So I see that there's a bunch of you watching. So if you're here, just say hello. Today's mug is from Norway. This was the mug that we bought at the Starbucks in Norway on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip that year. Oh, very, very good. Okay, so with all of that, hi Joan. I just figured I would bite the bullet and tell you all. My club knows because I had to postpone club for a week when it came time for the when I had COVID, and then to find out Brian didn't have a job, I still managed to get my packets out on time by like 1 day difference, and hanging in there, you know. So I have some people to celebrate, which is cool. One of my favorite things that I do in my business is I celebrate my team members. So I want you to take a look at these 2 cards and kind of give me a vote. We do this on the fly. Do you like card A, which is may your day be filled with magic? I can give you a close-up if you'd like. This one features 3 panels that are 2x3, and the Lights of Aurora designer series paper and bundle. I'm digging the Winkastella on the magic. And then of course I put a swirly embossing folder on the back, and that's so that we're going to call that card A. And then card B, may your day be filled with love. Now, I'll tell you what the occasion is. I have 5 team members that I owe them a card for being the top 5 in sales, and 3 of them earned the $1,000 package. So they sold over $1,000 last month. And when they do that, I usually will send them an embellishment or something to commemorate their achievement. But this month I bought them some bracelets. So something completely different than getting an embellishment in the mail. I found Aurora Borealis themed bracelets. How cool is that? So I thought that we could make some boxes, but before I do, I want to know which card you like. So please vote, and I'll wait for you. So you like, Joan is saying she likes card number 1. While you guys are looking at that, maybe I can zoom in just a little, give you a better view. I'll show you the bracelets I found. Aren't they pretty? So 3 people on my team earned one of these, and I want to make a bracelet. Okay, so you guys are all agreeing with Brian that this one is the winner. So I love that. So let's turn off the vote then, because we're good to go. I love all of the responses here. Thank you. And I want to show you what I have in mind. So I'm going to take 2 of these and put them to the side. And do you guys remember this box math? Now, if you don't, and you're part of my Facebook group, in files and at the top of this segment, there's a link to this worksheet. And what's really funny, how do you know I love you? Oops, I printed it on address labels. Isn't that hysterical? Anyway, the first thing I do when I want to make a box is I grab a ruler and figure out how big my item is. And this one, I'm going to say, is probably about 2 3/4 inches square, right? So I'm not even going to measure, because I think a 2 3/4 inch box is going to fit the bill. And I want to decide how tall my box should be. Should it be thin? You know, it's funny because I was thinking this would be cool. Remember the diaper pouches? Like, I think it's like something like this. Hang on, let me see if I can remember how to do them. It's been a while. I think you go this way and then this way and then fold it in and then fold it down. I mean, I could make a pouch, but I really think I don't want a pouch. I think I want a box. So 2 3/4, and let's say that it will be, ooh, I'm sorry, I hit the camera here. Ooh, rolling on a river for a second. Ooh, nice and zoomed in on that. How about if we make it 1 inch tall? Okay. So 2 3/4 plus 3 3/4, 4 3/4. So we've got 4 3/4 for the top. So I'm going to stop there for a second and make a box base. And since you guys picked this card, I'm going to stick with the blackberry paper and grab a trimmer. And we'll start by cutting a 4 3/4 inch square. Okay? So I plan to do the rectangular box math a week from this coming Tuesday at my team welcome night. We have 11 new team members on the Stampers with Heart team. 3 of them are my direct recruits, and then my team has been on fire recruiting people. So we have a whole bunch of new people, and I want to make sure that they know just some of the crazy stuff that happens, you know, the ins and outs, what I wish I knew, how to be found on the website or how to not be found if the case may be, and that type of thing. We have a welcome night whenever there's a good onslaught of new people. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the sheet, and I cut my paper to 4 3/4 square, and then I forgot to cut the 1 1/16 inch off. So what's a 1/16 of an inch? Oh my God, Selene, what are you doing to me? So let's zoom in here. I love this new zoom in feature. Whoop. And I'm going to use the other side because it's easier to see the ruler because it's not broken. Okay, so 4 3/4 is here, right? We've got 4 at 4. We've got a line every 1/4 inch, so that makes it really easy to find the 3/4. It's just over. But I need to cut off another 1/16 of an inch, and that is legit one line over. So we're going to cut a one-liner. And I'm going to trim that off both sides. Now, if you're making a box at home and you forget to do this part and you make your bottom, it's no big deal, because instead of trimming off a 1/16 of an inch off the bottom, you could add a 1/16 inch when you go to create your top. But we'll come back to that in a minute. Oh, actually here. So I'm looking at the sheet, and how tall the side is actually what we're going to score our paper at. So I'm going to score this at 1 inch all the way around. And because I cut a little bit off, just a smidge, I'm going to make sure that I use the 1 inch marker, and I don't get fancy with the measurements by doing, like, subtracting or whatever. I'm just going to go 1 inch all the way around to make my base bottom. So this is going to give us like tiny bit smaller than 2 3/4 inch box base, but it's perfect for our little bracelet. I might also stick it in an organza bag just because they're pretty and it's fun to open, or I could use tissue paper. Okay, words are hard. Okay, so now now that I scored all of those, I'm just gonna fold them over. And on 2 of the sides, I'm going to cut up to make my box. So I'm just going to cut to the score line on opposite sides. What would happen if I cut on all the score lines? Does anybody know? I would actually cut my box apart and I wouldn't be able to stick it together, is the short answer. Okay. So here we go. So I did the opposite side, so the 180, right? And now you want a really good adhesive. You can pull in Seal Plus, which should be here on the table, but it is definitely buried. I already made a mess and I've only been here for 2 minutes. Too funny. All right, so let me zoom out a little just because I'm a little tight. I want to make sure you see the whole table. Okay. Hey, Connie, good to see you. Yeah, some crazy times happen in here. So my husband is a project manager, and he has been in project management. That's his sweet spot for years, and he is in the AI space. And he's already jumped in on LinkedIn and starting to put his resume together, and it's been 35 years since he had to make one, because he always just got promoted from within. Last week was a bit hard because of the feedback he got from some of his colleagues. One that sticks out in particular is, thank you for not making me feel dumb when I asked you a question on something I should have known. And he cried at the table, and then I cried, needless to say. So it wasn't an emotional week because he lost his job. It's all the emotional connections with people that I'm sure he is already missing the most, because we are, him and I, our whole family are very service oriented. So it was a little bit. Okay, so we got the bottom of our box ready to go, and just for size and reference, oh my gosh, imagine getting that in the mail. Isn't that cute? Just so simple and pretty. So now I want to make a cover for it, and because I did the purple on the bottom, I think I want the purple on the top because it matches our card, right? So let's go back. But I don't necessarily want the box to be 1 inch all the way down. I think I want to stop at a 1/2 inch. So it'll be more decorative. There'll be a line around the box. So let's go back to here, and we've already cut the smidge. We remembered to do that, so we don't need to do that again. So 2 3/4 plus a 1/2 plus a 1/2. So now our box top is going to be 3 3/4. And then we need to remember that our score line is the same as how tall the sides are, right? So I could probably still just use this piece of paper because I only need a 3 3/4 inch square, and we'll have another go. So 3 3/4. Yeah, I came up this week with someone really wanted me to do box math, and I'm like, sure, that's an easy button. And actually, I needed to make the boxes anyway for these cute bracelets I got from my top three. They were all earned it by selling over $1,000 in product last month. So proud of them. Okay, so now I'm gonna score at the 1/2 inch line all the way around. And again, if this is 1 inch, it's the big lines because there's no fancy math there. It is just a 1/2 inch, so it's this line all the way around. Got to get my fingers out of the way. Ooh. My blade came out there briefly. I was slamming my paper cutter around. It'll do that. Take out all your aggressions on your paper cutter. It's funny. So if in fact you work for high tech and you're looking for a project manager, you can reach out to Brian. He has loads of experience. And you know what's really cool about his experience? He's technical. So he's not just a project manager. He knows how the technology works. So we're hoping that he'll find something soon. And he's just got a heart full of gratitude for all the people that he's been in contact with over the years. Hi, Pam. Good to see you guys. Hi, Tracy. All right. So here's the top of our box. And if you missed it, you just got to go in from the beginning and watch because we voted on their favorite card. So we're making a box for this bracelet to match and doing box math. And you can make a box for anything. So the reason I give you the spreadsheet or the worksheet is so that you can decide how big your item is, and if you have a ruler you can basically make a box for anything. And now you have the keys to the city, so you can use up your cardstock and make boxes all day. I love it. And I need to make 2 more so for these bracelets. And of course the best part is decorating them. I did, in case you were wondering, fussy cut out the word magic to go on top of that punch. But I originally had a white strip going across and it was just so thick. It was too much white. So I did cut out the words and I love it now. Much better. It needed that extra little TLC. I actually need to make 4 more of these too because I always send cards to my top 5. And then I try to put a couple of extra cards in the mail too. I did manage to get my swaps out yesterday for the team, and I was late with them too, but they're all gone now, so that's good. I can show you them. They're cute. They have a Santa Claus on them. Okay, so now I have the box top is a little bit wider by 1/16 of an inch because we didn't cut anything off of this. And if anything's not perfect, we just trim it so you can't tell, like that. And then I can decorate and finish my box. But it should be, if I measured correctly, just the right size. Oh my goodness, tell me it doesn't fit. That would be funny because I'm live. Maybe I didn't cut enough. Hang on. So there's another way you can fix this. If it's not wide enough, rough. And we did cut the smidge. You guys saw me, so I didn't forget to do that. You can widen it when you're on the finish by pulling these little tabs out a little bit. So we'll just adjust it. I might have tightened it up a little too tight. So you can just roll it back a little bit on the sides, and that'll fix it. Something isn't going to work. It always happens when you're live. That's okay though. This is paper crafting. We can fix stuff. And now because I rolled them back, this little tab is sticking up. You guys see that? So just like it didn't happen. Boom. We'll cut it off. and then it'll all be kind of flush and fixed again. And now hopefully my cover will go on. But it's that tight, so it's nice to know that you can adjust it and get it on there. Okay, so my box is measuring 2 3/4. So how about a little bit of white? You guys want to see the swap I made? I can show you here in a second if you'd like. And we know that our box is 2 3/4, so I'm gonna go a little bit smaller and cut. I'm gonna go in between 2 3/4 and 2 1/2. So if I want a nice thin little border, I can cut a thin border by only taking 1/8 off, which is 2 lines on my paper cutter. So it's the 2 lines after, in between the quarters. And that means I can cut my designer paper down to 2 1/2 and layer that on. So I can get 4 boxes out of this one sheet of designer paper here. And we'll just layer that on. So I also never got a chance to tell you guys right before vacation, my daughter, Alexis, signed up to be a demonstrator. Isn't that crazy? Well, the reason she did it was she wanted a full set of the Stampin' Write markers, which are going out. And I said to her without missing a beat, well, if you want that much product, you're a college kid. We certainly don't have like a lot of extra money. Go sign up. So she did. So what she got in her starter kit was 3 of these sets of markers because it was too much for the $125 for $99 to fit into her starter kit. So when she was done, she placed an additional order for the other items that she wanted. But if you, right now, these are on sale. So if you buy them separately in the item numbers, instead of doing the whole bundle together, they come to $101. Now, why am I telling you all this? Well, the starter kit is actually on sale. It's so weird. It's like I'm back and forth. So hopefully you're seeing my face right now because it says hands. I don't know. The starter kit is on sale and you can pick $125 in product and it's only $35, which is absolutely insane to me. If you've ever thought about, geez, it'd be kind of fun to try out Selene's team. Well, we have creative challenges. Cheryl just posted the creative challenge for the meeting on Sunday. So you make a card and you can win a prize. We just had our swaps go out. Oh, let me show you my swap. I hope I'm showing you my hands because it's weird looking at it on the playback. Something's wonky, but I did a gift card holder with Santa and it's adorable. So speaking of Santa, that is also my team meeting packet, which you might see next month if you follow my classes, because a lot of times when I do a team meeting, the month after I do it as a class. So this is the same layout, but with a snowman. Isn't he cute? Ugh, I just love him. And this snowman, actually, this is probably my favorite card in the whole offering. And then, oh, that's part of club. Sorry. Pay no attention to him. But oh my gosh, look at this. It looks like the Charlie Brown tree. We're going to do a little masking. And then Santa, my favorite. So my daughter did her silver star for Girl Scouts by showing kids how to use our classic markers to look like blends. And we won't be able to get them soon. So if you have classic markers on your list, now is the time that you really want to get them. So, and they're on sale. They're $24.50 as opposed to $35 a set. And then there's one set, and I don't know why, and I'm going to call demo support. All of them are $24.50 except for the Regals, which are ringing up as $28. So I don't know why that is a thing. But I want to kind of show you. These are our classic markers, meaning they're water-based, and they're great for things like Wink of watercolor with Wink of Stella. But the way Alexis used them when she did her Silver Star was with the little kids, and we didn't want to give them my lens markers. So this is Cherry Cobbler, and I'm just starting off in the corner, real tight here. And here I can zoom in to Santa a little bit. And I did rock my stamp. I'll get that later. Tisk, tisk. And you can treat these classic markers like blends by simply going over while it's still wet and then pulling the color out like you're using a blends marker, but it's a classic marker, which is pretty cool. So she fell in love with these markers many moons ago, and nostalgia hit my soon-to-be 21-year-old, and she had to have her own set. So she signed up to be on the team, although this team has been a part of her life and her culture for her whole life. My team are like my family, and we really are a team. Next month, I'm unable to be at my own team meeting, and someone else from the team is just going to run it because it's not the Selene meeting, it's a team meeting. We hang out, we craft, we support each other, we celebrate each other every single month. So if that's something that you might be interested in, please reach out to me. The link to join is at the top of this video. And when I say join, I mean the link to buy your kit and get your ongoing 20% discount. So that's the best part of this. She ended up getting her 3 sets for $35 a piece. And then the last set, she got her 20% off. So she still got a great deal. But then when we saw the $35 kit this month, we were like, darn, she could have had it for much cheaper, but such is life, right? Here we go. So, and you could have it for much cheaper and just try it out, see if you like it. We have a private Facebook group. I have a welcome meeting set for next Tuesday, and we just cover all the basics of the things I wish I knew when I was new. All the questions that come up over the years that people ask, I answer them in that forum, and then it's kind of like a resource. So, 30 people ask the same question, or if 2 people ask the same question, there's still an answer before you even know you had the question. Oh, Robin, it's so good to see you. Robin was a customer for so many years. Oh my gosh. And I basically begged her to sign up because I wanted to swap with her every month. And now she is our Mail a Card Monday host with the most. Oh, and of course, my petal pink is misplaced on the table because I've been using these all week to color these guys. So I'm just going to grab some blends. There's no rules about what medium you color with. You can mix and match. In fact, that team meeting is going to be all mixed media. We're using a bunch of different things. So I'm going to start with the light petal pink. If you were doing this as, so all of that, even though, look at the blending. So it looks like blends, but it's a classic marker. And I see a white dot, so I'll have to go back and fix that. But it really does look like blends, dark to light, just by using 2 different colors and going right into the dark and pulling it out into the light. That's where all the best dark stuff ends up anyway, right out in the light. So light petal. Oh, that was dark petal pink. Whoops. All right, well. Now I'm going to make his cheeks even a little darker just by going back over it. My intent was to wash on with this and then add the darker highlights, but it's okay. it's all pretty forgiving. But had I done that, it would look more like this Santa, which has the dark and the light accents. But now it's more like one color, but that's okay. You guys get the gist. But Santa, he's my favorite. Okay. I'm going to just give you guys a couple of seconds to see if you had any questions. Again, that's my finished box for the box math. I probably will put some sort of decoration on the top, but you get the idea. And that's the matching card to go with. Isn't it pretty? And then this is my swap for my team this month. So if you swapped, sorry, it's late. It got mailed today. Whoop. And then let's see what else. I am shaken. Here we go. My little snowman a couple of times. I just love this set. It makes me so happy. It's whimsical and fun, which is my jam. All right, well, I am not seeing any more comments, so I hope that you guys have an absolutely fantabulous week. You know, one of the benefits of my husband getting laid off is I get to see him every day more, which is great. So I have my coworker back, but it's an adjustment again. We have the fundraiser a week from Saturday at Harmony Hall. We already almost have $5,000 raised for breast cancer research, funding to hopefully someday find a cure. And even though I've been going through what we've been going through, that fundraiser has to come first, like God's work first always. So I am back and I am doing great things. I love, love, love Stamp Club this month. And I will have a class for you next week. A class that last month was my team meeting. So they get it at a discount, which is really cool. There's lots of reasons to love Stampers with Heart. So if you would consider joining us, I'd love to have you, and just reach out to me privately, or you can follow the link and sign up and we'll get you in. Like I said, we have 11 new team members to welcome. So that's my next order of business. I need to get them all on the email list so that I can get the signups out because the packets are ready to ship. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And yeah, that's all the updates and a little bit of box math. And I hope you have a great night.